Okay, today we're going to talk about receptive language therapy. Please keep in mind that receptive and expressive therapy are very difficult to do without involving some of the other. Simply focus on the goals and objectives of your children and focus on the area that is more important. So if you're working on receptive language, which we will be doing today, realize that they may be answering with verbal expression, but you are determining whether a goal is met based on the comprehension or what they understand. Today we're going to talk about middle school receptive language therapy. We're going to address WH questions. Many of the students that you have in the grade school, middle grade, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th grade, will have some difficulty with understanding exactly what the questions mean, and therefore they have difficulty answering them. Once again, keep in mind that you are going to set up the classroom or the therapy session on the child's age. You want the tables to be the appropriate height. You can use desks and do a general presentation and then do some involvement, which is what we're going to do today. Examples today, we're going to talk about receptive language in regards to WH question words. This is a group of middle school children, and we're going to present the concept before we try and have them engage in an activity or a game. Always remember, you need to teach them the skill before you try and have them use the skill in any way, shape, or form. Today, I'm going to do it in a classroom presentation manner where I might have the children sitting at desks or at a table in front of me. Since they are middle school, that's age appropriate. And we're going to teach the WH question words. I might do it in a format such as this, where there is a large piece of paper giving them cues as to what the words mean. I may do it on a chalkboard. Notice that I have the words written and a definition next to it, and I'm alternating colors so that there isn't confusion going from one word to the next if any of the children have scanning issues looking from their paper to the board or something in front of them. I'm also keeping the language very simple. You're going to start with who. What is it that somebody is asking you when you hear the word who? They're looking for a person. Then I might proceed to ask one of the students, who is your mother? I would expect you to answer with a name, since who is a person. I would then go around the class and make sure they all had an opportunity to answer a who question that is very simplistic and very personal, so it's not difficult. I would then proceed through all of the WH question words. Once I was fairly certain they understood how to do this and they all had an opportunity to use it, I might try and do something that was a little more paper and pencil task oriented, since these are middle school children. We might, as a group, have a paper that had WH questions on it. I might have them highlight the WH question word. And then we would go through them in class as they said them. Who is the president? I would ask them, are you looking for a person or a place? If there was a where question, I might say, are you looking for a time or a place? They would then look up at the board, and you may or may not have to point it out to them. They may get it. They may need assistance. You're looking for a place. Okay. Then you need to name a place, a school, a store. Those are places. You need to give them the appropriate cues as their level suggests. Once they understand and you've gone through a number of different practices with them, this may take a number of therapy sessions, then you want them to really start using the skill and having fun using it so that it becomes natural. What I've set up over here is a game. The game is on a table that is appropriate for their height. The game itself will work on a number of skills. It will work on the WH questions, but it will also work on some social pragmatic skills, such as turn taking and waiting appropriately. You will also need to teach them how to play the game, who starts and who goes next. Those are not things that come automatically to many of these children that have language disorders. This is a game that is similar to Jenga, if any of you have played Jenga. It's called tumbling blocks. The idea of the game is to try and pull one block out without the other block tumbling down. If you can pull one block out, you will then have to answer the question on the block and place it at the top. For example, I gotta find a good one. You can determine the level. The higher kids, you're not going to let them use two hands. The lower kids, you are. This one would say, what are the names of 3 fruits? Okay, the WH question is what? So you point out on the sheet that what is an item or a thing. If they don't know what a fruit is, you need to give them examples and help them come up with it with picture cues, or maybe things such as, you know, a little plastic banana or apple, or just a choice. Is a banana, an apple, and an orange a fruit, or is a Brussels sprout, a pea, and broccoli a fruit? Which ones are fruits? Then name the ones that are fruits. Then they place it on the top, and it is the next person's turn, and they proceed to go through it. Who is your mother? What is the WH word? Okay, who? Who means a person. Can you name your mother? The name of your person, of your mother. And then they put it on the top, and you proceed until the game continues. The kids seem to have a lot of fun when the blocks start tumbling. Be cautious if you have children that have social issues, because they may rock the table. You can continue the game for as long as you feel it is appropriate until the therapy session is over. This is just one way you can have them be interactive with a skill that you've taught them. Okay, now we have the idea of changing the therapy session to address higher functioning kids or lower functioning kids that may or may not be in the same group. Keep in mind when I said what are 3 fruits, the way I made it easier was by giving them a choice. Is an apple, a banana, or an orange, are they fruits, or are Brussels sprouts, broccoli, and peas fruits? You can give them that type of a support if you'd like. You can also make it more difficult by when they say, what are 3 fruits? You can also then, as the therapist, say, okay, those are 3 great fruits. Can you describe what a banana looks like? What does it feel like? What is it on the inside versus the outside if you want to make it more difficult? You will always need to make therapy sessions less or more difficult based on the child's goals and objectives.